this is a particularly difficult time to be in the restaurant industry. As you know, many of the restaurants are having trouble with the limited capacity amidst the COVID restrictions. Some of our longtime residents in the city have already gone out of business, and perhaps even more may as this surge potentially progresses into the winter months. Can you talk a little bit about how the challenges of the pandemic has affected your job and maybe these personal relationships with these restaurateurs that you see day in and day out?
Absolutely right. I mean, one of the things that has been most difficult is some of the people that I have developed the relationships in this business community from the food establishment. I've seen these people, and I won't see many of them again. And that is very difficult because it's a hard business. You know, owning a food establishment, a lot of times it's a family business, a lot of times it's a long-standing business. It's hard work day after day, you know, night after night, and it's really been very difficult, you know, and I've really tried to give out as much information, you know, as we had the red, the green, the yellow, you know, that was a very difficult transition for a lot of our business owners here in town. And as we move forward, you know, I am encouraging the business owners and the restaurants that are here to please register with the state, you know, so they can get to that 50% capacity and at least try to maintain, you know, some money coming in and maintain some viability. I have seen a lot of innovation, which says something about how resilient our business community is. A lot of our restaurants are now, you know, setting up their tents, and they're doing a lot of things with the heated lamps, and they're providing, you know, alternatives outside. So I'm very supportive of when a restaurant wants to do that, and some restaurants have actually gotten food trailers and are going through communities. So I've really noticed a real passion for success and kind of overcoming the challenges whenever possible. But regardless, you know, it has been a very difficult time to own any business, but the food business in particular, because they rely on us to be there so much.
Yeah, it's hard, and to the extent that people's eating habits are just changing, it's going more towards takeout. It's takeout. Many restaurants, I don't think were necessarily set up for that to begin with, and they've had to change their business models and plans. I know your focus is on, you know, foodborne illness and the health and safety of restaurant establishments generally, but has it changed a bit during the pandemic so that you're giving advice and trying to help restaurants deal with with COVID and the capacity issues and social distancing and basically how to run a restaurant amidst a whole new series of health challenges?
You're absolutely right, Mr. Mayor. It is a new normal, no doubt. And a lot of questions that I get in my office, you know, a lot of emails I get is exactly what should I be doing? Yeah, it has taken a whole nother direction for our office because we're looking at things like pathogens and we're looking at, you know, habits as far as hand washing. I mean, these things were always on the, you know, front of the, you know, list of things to take care of. But it's a different kind of connotation now because it's more intense than ever. You know, it's not something that can be kind of looked at on a 3,000-foot level, you know, 30,000-foot level. It really has become very, very close to home, and people are looking for guidance. So our office has expanded into looking at, you know, illness in a greater breadth, if you will, looking at infection, you know, as opposed to just foodborne, you know, illness and infection, but also infection overall, because now we're looking at respiratory, you know, infections, et cetera. So it has changed quite a bit.
Thanks for joining us every Friday at noon for Community Conversations with Mayor Papenfuse, where we bring you the latest news and updates from right here in the city. We want to hear from you. What topics do you want to see in an upcoming edition? We look forward to hearing from you, and we look forward to seeing you on the next Facebook Live Community Conversations.